Italy just shut the door on Kanye West and took Travis Scott down with him. In one of the most dramatic concert cancellations in recent European history, Italian authorities have officially banned both shows that were set to take place at one of the country's largest outdoor venues this July. And the reasons go far beyond a simple permit dispute. Before we get into all of it, if you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on the notification bell. This story is still developing, and you don't want to miss a single update as it unfolds. Now, here's what actually happened. Two massive concerts were scheduled for July at the RCF Arena in Reggio Emilia, northern Italy, a venue that holds up to 103,000 people. Travis Scott was booked to perform on July 17th, and Kanye West, now going by Ye, was set to headline the very next night on July 18th. Back-to-back nights, massive crowds, a massive stage, and what was shaping up to be one of the biggest music events Italy had seen in years. But it never made it to showtime. Prefect Salvatore Angieri, the government official responsible for public order in the Reggio Emilia area, issued a formal cancellation of both events. His stated reason: public order concerns. On paper, that sounds procedural, but dig beneath the surface, and you'll find a story that has been building for months. The pressure to pull the plug didn't start last week. It started back in April. The Jewish community of Medina and Reggio Emilia was among the first to formally request the cancellation. Their concern was straightforward. Kanye West has made a string of deeply anti-Semitic statements over the past few years, including publicly expressing admiration for Adolf Hitler and making comments that drew widespread condemnation from Jewish organizations around the world. For the local Jewish community, hosting him just miles from their neighborhoods wasn't a music industry question. It was a matter of dignity and safety. And they weren't alone. CODACONS, a prominent Italian consumer rights organization, joined the call. Anti-fascist groups raised their voices. Trade unions got involved. Politicians from multiple parties publicly demanded action. What began as a single community's protest became a coalition-wide movement that put enormous pressure on local and regional authorities to act. Now here's where it gets more complicated and, frankly, a little unfair to Travis Scott. Scott was not banned from Italy. There is no personal ban on him. The show was canceled strictly on security grounds. Specifically, the logistical nightmare of managing two enormous concerts within 24 hours of each other. Over 100,000 people on Friday night, then another massive crowd rolling in Saturday morning for Ye's show. Italian authorities determined that the back-to-back timing created an unmanageable security risk. Not enough time to clear the venue, reset security perimeters, screen incoming crowds, or respond to any incidents that might carry over from one night to the next. So Travis Scott, an artist who had nothing to do with the anti-Semitism controversy, lost his show simply because of who was booked the night after him. That's a professional hit he didn't entirely deserve. And it says a lot about the collateral damage that comes with being associated with Ye's orbit right now. But Italy is not operating in isolation here. This is part of a pattern spreading across the entire continent. In the past several months alone, Kanye West has been banned or had shows blocked in the United Kingdom, France, Poland, and Switzerland. That's now at least 5 European countries that have either formally banned him or facilitated the cancellation of his performances over anti-Semitism concerns and public safety fears. This isn't a few isolated venues making independent decisions. This is a coordinated, continent-wide reckoning with the question of whether artists who promote hate speech, even indirectly, even wrapped in artistic branding, should be given platforms that reach hundreds of thousands of people. European governments are increasingly willing to use public order legislation as a tool against performers they view as ideologically dangerous. And Kanye West has become the clearest test case for where that line is being drawn. Now, he's tried to respond to all of this. He took out a full-page advertisement in the Wall Street Journal, one of the most widely read newspapers in the world, and published a formal apology. In it, he attributed his behavior to untreated bipolar disorder, framing his anti-Semitic statements as symptoms of a mental health crisis rather than deeply held beliefs. It was a significant gesture, a public acknowledgement, a moment where he appeared to take some degree of accountability. But it wasn't enough. Not for the Jewish communities in Italy. Not for the advocacy groups who had been campaigning for months. Not for European governments watching how public opinion was moving. The apology was noted and then largely set aside. Because here's the reality. Trust, once broken at this scale, doesn't get rebuilt with a single ad buy. Especially when the statements in question weren't a momentary slip. They were repeated, escalated, and defended over a long period of time. The affected communities made clear that words on a page, even expensive, prominent words, weren't what they needed to feel safe or respected. And yet, despite everything, the commercial machinery around this tour hasn't simply stopped. Festival organizers are reportedly still trying to relocate the Kanye West show. Not cancel it outright, but move it to a venue outside of Reggio Emilia's jurisdiction, essentially circumventing the Prefect's authority. It's a legal workaround, and it tells you everything you need to know about the financial stakes involved. At this scale, a 103,000-seat venue, a globally recognized artist, tickets already sold. The money on the table is enormous. Organizers aren't walking away from that without exploring every available option. The original festival, which was initially announced under the name Hellwhat before the cancellation, was already drawing controversy even before Ye's anti-Semitism became the central issue. But controversy has never reliably stopped the music industry from chasing revenue. Whether that relocation effort succeeds remains to be seen. Italian authorities will likely be watching closely to ensure the spirit of the ban isn't bypassed through technicalities. So what does all of this actually mean? It means that Kanye West's choices, made over years of escalating public statements, have now cost him access to a significant portion of the world's most lucrative concert markets. It means that an artist who was, not long ago, considered one of the greatest musical minds of his generation is now defined, in the eyes of governments and communities across Europe, primarily by the harm associated with his ideology. It means that Travis Scott is learning a painful lesson about proximity to controversy. That in the entertainment industry, the people you stand next on a lineup can determine what happens to your career, regardless of your own actions. It means that European governments have found their footing in using existing legal frameworks to hold artists accountable in ways that go beyond anything we've seen from the United States. And it means that a full-page apology in a major newspaper, without sustained, demonstrable change in behavior, will not restore what has been lost. Italy drew a line, and the rest of the continent has been drawing the same one. This story is far from over. The relocation attempt alone guarantees more headlines in the weeks ahead. Stay subscribed and keep your notifications on, because when this moves, it moves fast. What do you think? Was Italy right to ban both concerts? Or did Travis Scott get treated unfairly by being caught up in someone else's controversy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let's talk about it.